Hey everyone, I'm David Vazquez. Alongside me here is Britt. Many of you that know us and follow us know that we worked together for 5 years now, since 2020.
Yeah.
And today we want to do a video that actually is very close to home. We see it almost on a weekly basis in our business. And it's stuff that we personally have gone through ourselves, which is millennials living in the urban core, now moving to more suburb, single family home market. So what do I mean by that? Me, for example, I lived in Edgewater downtown most of my 20s. And then last year I bought a house in Coconut Grove, renovated it. And then this year I moved into Coconut Grove. We've helped a lot of clients go through that same process.
Yep.
We're currently helping clients doing that exact same process, because if you're now getting to that part of life, you're 35, you're 40, you're 38, and now you're thinking more family, kids, space, yard, schools. And oftentimes what we see are the buyers are looking for the same areas. They either want to go north, which is Buena Vista, Miami Shores, El Portal, Morningside, Belmead, or they want to go south, which is the roads, Shenandoah, Coconut Grove, Gables, maybe South Miami, maybe High Pines. That's a little bit further. So really what we're going to talk about today is a little bit about all those neighborhoods.
Yeah. And
then we're going to show you what you could get in each area, like if you go north or if you go south, for 1.5 million, 2.5 million, and 3.5 million. So let's get right into it. So most of our Edgewater clients originally want to start going north.
The reason why people are and our clients are so eager to go to those areas, because it's so close to what they're so used to.
Life doesn't change.
Correct. But I think the idea is that your lifestyle isn't really going to change that much.
You go to the same gym.
You
go to Whole Foods.
You're not leaving, your group of friends.
Same restaurants.
Right. You're just your life is the same, but you're just moving to more space. Obviously, you're looking for a single family home. Yeah. And, this is with a lot of our clients, but a lot of our clients are also our friends as well. Yep. And people that are our age, let's say early 30s to let's say early 40s.
Yeah. Either kids are happening or
Correct.
Being thought about.
Correct.
In the works.
And so, the idea is, all right, I'm getting into this new chapter of my life where I'm maturing in a sense, but I still don't want to lose the life that I'm so used to.
Yeah, they want to still be close to the action.
Right. And then you also have to think about schools as well. So you don't want to move too much to the suburbs. And yes, these are considered suburbs, but these aren't suburbs that are 45 minutes away from the city or from the core, right? But, we have a few clients right now that are recently married, don't have kids, but will be having kids soon. And they want to get to these areas because, there's a lot of competition into getting into private schools. Yeah. And in these areas, the schools that you could go to are Cushman and Miami Country Day.
Yeah, private schools, yep.
Private schools. And the earlier you get there, you have to get your kids in young. Yeah, it's easier. And so that's kind of the idea. Yeah. To just have a little more space, get ahead in terms of getting a home, and I don't know.
So up there we're looking at.
So Buena Vista is what's just directly above Design District.
Then Morningside.
Then you have Belmead, El Portal, up to Miami Shores.
Yeah. In terms of price point, what's the most expensive? What's the least expensive? What can I get in terms of what's the style of home? The
entry level point to get into a single family home, anywhere that's outside of the urban core in these neighborhoods that we talked about, you can probably get into a nice home 1.3 to 1.5.
That's entry level.
And look, there's good options. These are going to be smaller houses.
Yeah, maybe a 1,500 square foot 2-bedroom. Or
you could even get a nice 3-bedroom, for let's say 1.3, 1.4 million. Yeah. But you're, again, it's like you said, 15 to maybe 1,800 square feet.
Not huge.
And then, there's tiers. So you can jump up to the, let's say 2 to 2.5 million, where you're maybe getting a little bit of a bigger house, little bit of a bigger lot, maybe a 2,500 square foot house. And then really, I think and these are obviously all dry lots, right? Yeah. And so
nothing's waterfront in this price.
And so when you jump up to the $3 to $3.5 million range, I mean, I think this is the higher price point. You could see yourself in a really a spacious house, 4,000 square feet plus, a nice yard,
pool.
And I mean a completely renovated and move-in ready house. Yeah. And what we're noticing with a lot of our clients, and you can speak to this too, is there's a lot of conversation on, okay, do we get into a house that's completely renovated
Yeah.
and just move in ready and we don't have to worry about the work, but now we're paying a little bit of a premium for this? Or can we get into a house, you know, like you said, there's a lot of older homes in these neighborhoods, get into a house that's $1 million that we have to then put in a bunch of work.
$500,000.
And people, millennials, let's say they don't have kids, they're starting out, they're a little more eager to put in that work, you know, to get a lower price point and then have a lot of upside later on because they completely renovated a house and got it at a great price. But I think this is like a conversation that our clients are having with themselves because we're out there showing them, you know, we're showing.
Here's what I see when it comes to that. I think a lot of people love the idea of buying something a little bit run down. Let me renovate the whole thing. I get it below market. Now I have equity. They love the idea.
Of course, who doesn't?
But when they start seeing properties and we show them the one that's run down and then the one that's turnkey, they always go for the one that's turnkey.
Always.
In these price points, typically, it's gonna be an older built home, anywhere from an old Spanish that's built in the 20s, all the way to, you know, mid-century, 1950s,
like 50s,
60s, ranch style
maybe
homes.
some 70s.
Really, the only place I see new construction, like if someone wants something brand new, will be like Buena Vista. I've seen you could get those kind of like $2.5 million homes that they're nice. Lot sizes aren't the biggest.
Very small.
Yeah.
Very, very small.
But you're like pretty close to design district.
Yeah, I think some people veer a little bit away from design district and want to probably prefer like a Belle Meade or even a Morningside or even a Miami Shores because design district can be a little too congested.
Yeah.
Like you do have a mix of like some, you know, multifamilies there that some of our clients aren't really that interested in.
I think what exactly the point that you're gonna make right now is some of these neighborhoods are like super established.
Exactly.
Like Miami Shores is like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's single families, it's done. There's no like really, I mean, maybe if you go a little bit far west, it kind of, it's not as nice, but like Miami Shores is established.
Yeah.
But like Buena Vista, it's still becoming in the works, you know? So I think there's opportunity there why you could buy new construction for $2.5 million.
Right.
You can't buy $2.5 million brand new construction in Miami Shores.
No, there's no way. I mean, $2.5 million in Miami Shores gets you, you know, a 70s home that's probably, you know, renovated and nice, but you're gonna have to still do a little bit of work and you're a little bit further away from being as close as you are to design district, let's say, as Buena Vista, which is right there. And that's kind of the trade-off, right?
Yeah. Our age demographic, 30s, 40s, they think about the kids. So yeah, there is schools in that Northeast corridor, Country Day, Cushman, St. Rose is there.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that like people that we see, like our clients that are really focused on, like this is really important to me? I guess maybe land, like lot size. Because a lot of them want space to entertain, is what I see.
I think a lot of people realize that you could get into Miami Shores, Buena Vista, Morningside, and get a decent sized lot, get a decent home at a pretty good price, a pretty affordable price, compared to, you know, you might have to stretch your budget a little bit more if you want to get into a home, the same type of home in Coconut Grove, the same type of home in Coral Gables. And so I think that is a big reason why people do also end up coming to this Northeast area, because they realize, all right, there's a little bit more bang for my buck here compared to if I go further south. And this is an exercise that we're...
because a lot of our clients say, okay, let's look Northeast, and let's look Grove Gables.
And that's the exercise that we're
currently doing with like multiple clients.
Exactly, a lot of people, because they're just like, man, we'll show them a house in Coconut Grove that's a $3 million house, and then they'll come to Miami Shores and see a $3 million house, and there's a big difference.
Coconut Grove $3 million is like entry level for a house.
Exactly. And so whereas here, when you come up northeast, your entry level, like we said earlier, is like, you know, 1.5
for a decent home. Not like a tear down.
Exactly.
Going into the south area. So, okay, we talked about the Northeast. If people want to go southwards, now you're looking at areas of, again, let's start in Brickell and then work our way down. You have the roads, which will be the closest to Brickell if you want to be like, work in Brickell and you want to be right there. You have Shenandoah, you have Coconut Grove, of course, Coral Gables, and then a little bit further south, you have a mix of like High Pines, South Miami. The roads, Shenandoah, I think are very related. They're very close to each other. The roads is going to be a higher price point. You'll get bigger lots. You'll get nicer streets. Shenandoah is more comparable to like Buena Vista, where it's like you have some nicer homes, some old Spanish, but then you still have like a weird kind of multifamily that's kind of there.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, maybe you have random people walking down the street. It's not like there like Coral Gables is.
Yeah.
Coral Gables for me is like Miami Shores. It's like, it's established, beautiful single family homes, tree-lined streets.
Yeah, I guess
You know what you're getting.
they are the equivalent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe Morningside is like the Coconut Grove.
Right.
Where like it's closer, it's like very charming, kind of very like old school. I think if you're like a $1.5 million buyer, you rule out Coconut Grove. Coral Gables maybe, but Coconut Grove is out.
Coral Gables you can't rule out because you can get into Coral Gables with, like we were saying earlier, a little bit of
a
like
house yesterday.
Yeah, and a little bit of like a fixer-upper that you're gonna have to put some work into.
Even the old Spanish I showed you yesterday, they're asking 1.6 or 1.7. Beautiful.
Yeah.
4 bedrooms,
Yeah.
2,000 square feet, great condition. Yeah, you redo a bathroom.
Needed a pool.
You put a pool in, but like the house is really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I loved it. And that so yeah, Coral Gables, but it'll be the north part of Gables.
Yeah.
You're not looking at South Gables for that price point. And it's gonna be a smaller home on a smaller lot. That lot was 5,600 square feet.
Yeah.
If you're in the Gables for a 10,000 square foot lot, forget it. It's like 2 million plus.
Yeah.
Because that's what land value is basically. So if you're like a 1.5 million, you could consider like North Gables. You could consider the roads, even though the roads now 1.5 is like entry level.
It's tough. Yeah. But that's why.
But you could get something.
But Shenandoah.
And then Shenandoah. And then you have Shenandoah, which is, I mean, the East Shenandoah is really nice.
Very nice.
Because it's like, you're like abutting the roads.
Exactly.
And again, you'll have a mix of like 1950s homes, old Spanish. Some of the old Spanish are like sickly, so nicely done. So I think with a $1.5 million buyer, like that's where they look.
Yeah.
For 2.5 million, there's a couple options. Obviously, you can now buy something nice in the roads. You could buy Shenandoah, but now you're at the top of the market in Shenandoah. I wouldn't even recommend 2.5 in Shenandoah.
I don't think someone that's wanting to spend 2.5 is going to want to be in Shenandoah
No,
because you can be in the roads or you can be in the Grove. You could in a townhome, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now you're not going to get a house that you're going to love for 2.5 in Coconut Grove, but you could buy a nice townhouse, a really nice townhouse.
A brand new construction.
Brand new construction, 4 bedrooms, 2,500 square feet with a plunge pool, and then you're walking to Coconut Grove,
right? Which
is where I live,
right?
In these townhomes,
right? But then, see, I think you should talk about what happens then, because people will get into the Grove in that townhome, but then you want to know what? There's going to come a point where they're going to outgrow it. Yeah, they're going to outgrow the townhome, but at least it's a good way to get into the Grove, right? And to be in this walkable neighborhood that, you know.
Well, that's the thing. The townhomes have a lot of advantages. They're very low maintenance. They're mostly new.
Yeah.
The old ones are like 2005.
Yeah.
So it's new construction, newer. But the big thing is the walkability, because most of these neighborhoods don't have walkability.
I think of every neighborhood that we've mentioned,
Buena Vista,
even in the Northeast, Coconut Grove is the only one where you do have the walkability.
And not even all Coconut Grove, the townhomes, the central part of Coconut Grove, which are the townhomes. Because, I mean, yeah, if you're in North Grove, like close, you could walk. And then if you're like in the north part of South Grove, you could walk. But you're not going to be getting, there's not many options for homes 2.5, 3.5 there that I think a townhouse is a great option. Now, this applies for this area, but most of the areas that we're talking about is that the inventory for good inventory is very tight.
Very tight.
Everything that we see that's nicely done in these areas, like will sell in like weeks.
And priced correctly.
Right.
Right.
But it will sell in weeks.
Yeah.
So like the properties at least that I chose that we'll discuss at the end, none of them lasted more than 30 days in the market. For 1.5, for 2.5, and 3.5. Because I chose the nicest options in those price points.
Right.
So, and I think one even sold above asking, which everyone says, oh, the market's soft right now. Not true. Depends where you're looking. We just sold, I don't know, a few townhomes in the Coconut Grove market, but one that we listed, 3 offers in a week.
Yeah.
Beautifully done, well priced.
I want to ask you, so that now that you're speaking of these homes that are priced well, that are really nice, and they're going quickly, and like you just mentioned, one of them went over asking price. I guess there's like a lot to speak to that our clients are nervous about overpaying.
Yeah.
especially like in this, this is their first home, single family home.
Things are expensive.
Right, and
affordability is a real thing.
Right, and so we go into let's say an open house, and there's 20 people there.
Yesterday.
Right,
yesterday.
that happened yesterday. And the first comment that we get from our client is, wow, do you think this is gonna go over asking price? And our response was, most likely, yes. There's a little bit of fear there, right? Like that.
Am I overpaying?
Am I overpaying? And I mean, I guess what's your response to that question?
It's a great question. I think any of these areas, single family home, townhomes, they're not gonna overbuild. It's impossible.
Yeah.
There's no more land to build more. Anything that's being built now, it was already a prior house that they tore down and they're rebuilding, and they're gonna go for top of the market.
Right.
So there's no more inventory coming in that's gonna negatively affect, like let's say you're in downtown Miami as a condo and now there's 3,000 new units coming.
Right.
You're like, oh shit. Now it's like, there's a lot more competition. But in these areas, all these single family areas, it's a very stable market. It's an end user market.
Yeah.
So there's less volatility, less turnover. And especially at the end of the day, if this is for you and your family,
it's a long-term investment. Like,
if you're gonna buy there if you're gonna live there 5, 7, 10 years, like just close your eyes and the property will be up.
Yeah.
Like when in 7 years, it's gonna gain appreciation.
Right.
Like it's not going anywhere.
Right.
So is it gonna be worth in a year 10% more? Like, I don't know. So many factors could happen. Yeah, you have to make a smart investment, but I'm willing to bet any of these areas are gonna continue appreciating.
I agree.
Even in like this slower market, you read the media, oh, Florida their prices are crashing 10, 15% down.
Right.
Let's look at the markets. Coconut Grove, single family home, appreciating every year. Coral Gables the same, Shenandoah the same, the road the same, and every single market we touch in the Northeast is also the same.
Yep.
Now, we go into like 1950s condos in Miami Beach that are through assessments, yes, those are struggling.
Of course.
But not these areas where there's no inventory. And it's not gonna get better. It's only gonna continue getting worse. Demand pouring in, and there's no new inventory coming to the market. So that's my answer.
It's a great answer.
To that. But so yeah, going back to 2.5 million, I do like the Coconut Grove townhomes. I think it's a great option. The roads, you could buy a nice house for 2.5 million. Gables, you could get a nice decent home for 2.5 million. If you're like in prime, like South Gables or High Pines or South Grove, North Grove homes, that's basically land value.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna be getting like the house is gonna need work. You could get a decent house, but it's gonna need work. Now, we go to the next budget, the next price point, 3.5. At this point, now forget Shenandoah, forget North Gables. I mean, now you're looking like in Central Gables, which is like Golden Triangle, Riviera. You could go into South Gables, go into High Pines, and even Coconut Grove. Now, Coconut Grove, there's gonna be less options because Coconut Grove at the end of the day is the most expensive price point in these areas. So you could still get a decent house for 3.2, 3.3.
A smaller home, but
yeah, and it'll be like older, 1950s or maybe on a smaller lot.
Yeah, but still gets you in the Grove.
Still gets you in the Grove. If you want to be in the Grove, you can get a house for sure, like a decent house.
Yeah.
But if you want something like really, really spectacular for 3 to 3.5, yeah, you can go to Coral Gables. You can get an amazing house in the roads for sure. Maybe even new construction, for sure new construction. You get a really nice house in High Pines. And what I like about like High Pines, South Miami, South Gables, if you're like close enough to that Sunset area, you do get a little walkability, which I think is only gonna continue growing because Sunset is gonna improve.
Right.
It's not what downtown Coconut Grove is today, but I think it could be in the future. And I think it will be in the future. And especially once they start renovating and all this. So, and then of course, the last thing that we did not talk about going south is the schools.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you that.
Because the schools is the main reason why people come this way. I mean, there's so many options.
Yeah, which schools?
I mean, in the Grove alone, it's like Carrollton, Ransom, then you go to Gulliver, then you have like St. Hugh's, then you have St. Thomas, you have Epiphany. I mean, there's so many options.
Yeah.
And these are all private schools. There's good public schools too, Coconut Grove Elementary, et cetera. And I think that's why a lot of the wealth gravitates south, is because
there's more options for schools.
There's more options for schools, and the best The majority of the best schools are down here. The schools plays a big factor for either families that have kids already.
I mean, I think the biggest thing is that we should mention is like there's no wrong choice here.
Correct.
And I think if you...
I think it depends on what's important to you.
Correct. And I think, and look, budget obviously plays a big role in this.
Yeah.
But that's what we're here for, to kind of like help guide our buyers and tell them, hey, what's the best, this is why you go south.
Yeah.
And then this is why you go north. This is what you get here. And we're advocates for both areas and can, list the pros and cons of each, but...
Yeah, obviously I focus more like Grove, Gables,
right.
and then you're doing a lot in the Morningside, Belmead.
Right, exactly.
But I'm like a perfect example of someone who went through it already.
Right.
We've helped a lot of clients, but I've gone through it myself. There's no wrong or right place. There is wrong or right streets. So like, for example, like there's certain streets that you want to avoid, main streets, of course. There's certain parts of town that, Buena Vista, but then if you're in the wrong street, maybe it's not great for families and whatever. In addition to that, also we have not only the know-how, but the expertise and the market knowledge of everything that's on the market that we see, but oftentimes we find clients, you showed
off market.
You showed a client in Belmead,
a house that we have
a house that we have in the works.
Yeah.
The seller is renovating it, and it's something that could work. Whether it happens or not, we'll see. We're not sure yet. But oftentimes we're working with people who we already know, and we could get them into properties that they don't see on the internet.
Correct.
Or they don't see listed yet.
Yeah.
And that's really important. I mean, we just did it in Coconut Grove. I was showing some townhomes to a buyer that he's like, hey, I've seen everything on the market. What do you have anything else? I'm like, well, I live in the townhomes. I know every single new construction that's going up. So I showed him like 3 properties, and we ended up finding him one. Worked out, perfect. So that's very important, obviously, to work with someone that is specializing in those areas.
Yeah, and is embedded in those areas, like.
Yeah, because they're not just opening the door for you.
Right, exactly.
They're doing a lot more. They're gonna know.
We're doing the legwork there. We're driving around, seeing what's coming up, seeing what's being built, or all right, this is being built. We're going to call this developer and see when they're coming to market, what price they're coming to market, and then we have this opportunity to present this to our clients and say, hey, we have this, that you're the first person to get into this.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important because we are in these areas, we live in these areas, so we're just a little more knowledgeable than most that have more of like a broad.
Yeah. And I think when it comes to making a decision, like the millennial that's thinking about each side, I think if they're like completely 50-50 on like whether I go northeast or down south, we start showing them properties and eventually they lean one way or the other.
Yeah, I think it's a process of elimination, right? Yeah. When you realize, okay, maybe I thought I wanted to be in the Grove, but I realized that I prefer having a little bit of a bigger lot, or a little bit of a nicer house, and I'll go up north because I can get a bigger house, a bigger lot, and for the same price, maybe even a little bit less than what I would pay in the Grove. And I think that's part of like the exercise that we're doing with these clients is showing them pretty much everything in these areas, and then them making the decision based off of what they're seeing and what's available. All right, I think this is the better fit for us.
And I think also families play a role, like if they're from Miami,
correct,
where their family lives.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the, let's say the shores, maybe their family's already in the shores, maybe their family's on Miami Beach, Harbor, Surfside. It'll be easier for them to go that way because now they're a short commute to their family.
Right.
Where if their family is like in Gables or Pinecrest,
they want to be there.
Kendall, they're closer, which is why I gravitated more south because I have family in Gables, I have family in the mainland side where like my family's not really in the Miami Shores area.
Yeah.
But again, you can't go wrong either or. What's your favorite sale in the last 6 months that sold around 1.5?
So in this price range, there's a home on 104th Street in Miami Shores.
Okay.
This home sold for $1.3 million. Beautiful house, I mean, completely renovated. Good sized lot,
finished too.
Just under 10,000 square feet, and the house is essentially move-in ready. You don't need to do anything.
The pool is nice.
Everything is just absolutely gorgeous. But this house was on the market for 10 days. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Like 15?
Around 14, let's say 1,500 square feet.
Why might our client like that even better, even more? Because right now that worked for them because there's only 2 of them.
Yeah. But he has space to build off of it.
They had space to build, and they already had plans.
Yeah, the seller had approved plans
A whole
to expand.
master suite.
Yeah.
So he's like, this is perfect for me because right now it's just 2 of us. But when we have the kids, I build out this master suite that it flows with the house because sometimes it doesn't flow.
Yeah.
It flowed perfectly with the house. So it would have been perfect for that. I really like the house. So for my 1.5 range, so it's in the roads, it's a 3.2, 1,400 square feet, similar size, 6,100 square foot lot, which you could expect 1.5 or below in the roads.
Which is a little bit smaller than the lot of the Miami Shores house that we just mentioned.
Yeah, and it's very similar, nicely finished, mid-century, nice pool, 1940s home. You know, it's a cute little charming house.
Yeah.
Eventually you'll outgrow it, unless if you build and add, but it's got an awesome pool, an awesome yard, and you're in the road. So you're like 2 minutes from Brickell, you're 5 minutes from the Grove. So that is a really, really nice option. 2.5.
This is a house on North Bayshore Drive, which is in Morningside. Sold for 2.3, on the market for just under, let's say 2.5 months. This house is, so in Morningside, and I wanna touch on this. All of Morningside is good, but there's a little bit of a more desirable area of Morningside, which is the northern side of Morningside, which is just north of the Morningside Park, because you have larger lots. You have a little more like character in the streets.
Yeah.
The houses are a little bit more spread out. So this house is actually just right across the street from the park. It's a 2,500 square foot home, which is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and your lot is just under 11,000 square feet. Good lot, and it's a corner lot as well. The house is renovated. There's maybe like a few cosmetic things you would do to the home, but for the most part, move-in ready. Great pool area, great for entertaining, and you're in a good neighborhood. I mean, Morningside is very attractive to a lot of people because it is a gated community.
Which is one of the few up there. Because like Shores doesn't really...
Morningside is gated and Belmead is gated.
Right.
Which people love because just, you know, for safety reasons, and being that this house is just across from the Morningside Park.
Yeah,
I mean,
nice.
This park has tennis courts. This park is
on the water.
On the water, has you know, a huge walking path. You see so many families here. So this is
dog park, I think, too.
Yeah, this is like a perfect example of, you know, what 2.3 million can get you. I mean, this is a great house.
And that's sold for 2.3?
2.3. Yep.
Okay, so my 2.5 option. This is in Central Grove. It's a brand new townhouse. I showed this one to a potential client. It's a brand new construction, sold for 248, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 2,600 square feet. Finishes for a development style townhouse are incredible. Like beautiful finishes, high ceilings, you have a plunge pool, nice little yard, and you're a 10-minute walk into the town, into Coconut Grove. That for 2.5, it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
In that part of town. Now, if you want, because you need the bigger yard and need the bigger space, yeah, it's not going to work. But I think that's a really, really great option for 2.48, 2025 build. So tell me your $3.5 million option.
So my $3.5 million option is a little bit above 3.5. This is a house in Grand Concourse in Miami Shores, which Grand Concourse is like one of the best streets in Miami Shores, and very desirable just because, you know, you drive through and it's like tree lined and absolutely gorgeous. So many like homes with a lot of character. You're not seeing anything that looks the same as the house next door. So this house sold for 3.65. It is a very large house. It's 5,500 square feet, and it's on a 16,000 square foot lot, which is essentially almost a double lot because that's really
16,000?
16,000.
That's big.
That's really big. It has a lot of footprint, a huge yard, and a great pool area. There's things that need to be done right to the house. Like I know this house didn't have impact windows or whatnot, but someone got into this house because at this price point to have a house this big, I mean, this is
it's huge.
That's
not even like a house that you're gonna grow out of.
Yeah, you're not gonna grow out of this. I mean, this is what I guess someone would consider like a forever home.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's just on such a desirable street in Miami Shores, like, you know, this is something that someone's gonna be in for a very long time.
What, in the 3 houses that you mentioned, what are the days on market of each?
So this one on Grand Concourse was just under 200 days on market.
So that one took a while.
That one took a while just because it's a unique property.
Yeah.
Because of the size, because of the lot.
Yeah.
But then the one in Morningside was on the market just under 3 months, and then the one that sold for 1.3 was on the market for 10 days. Yeah. And that's the one that had multiple offers.
Yeah.
And then what's your? 3.5.
For 3.5, so there's a house that's sold in High Pines. I love High Pines. I think
So nice.
internally I might manifest myself living in High Pines
You can do it.
in the future. It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 1941 built, 12,500 square foot lot. Sold for 3,475, done to the nines. New roof, impact windows, pool, yard, everything's new.
Yeah.
It's older style ranch home with low ceilings since 1940s, but everything is brand new. I mean, a 12,500 square foot lot in High Pines, land value alone is it's almost 2.5.
Yeah.
So this one sold for 3,475. You could walk to Sunset Place from here. Days on market on mine, ones that sold, this was 1 day on the market.
Wow.
The Coconut Grove townhouse, 19 days on the market. And the house in the roads, 39 days on the market.
Yeah.
What this tells me, which we already know because we live it every day, the houses that are nicely done are still flying off the market.
Yep.
And that this is a safe investment, an easy sale if you ever say, okay, I hate this property, I want to go back to a condo.
Right, you know you can put it on the market and sell it relatively quickly, especially, you know, some time down the road and have a little bit of equity in it too.
And this is in a softer market.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's going back to your question about, you know, is it safe? You know, am I making the right move? It's going to be tough to go wrong buying a property in these areas. This type of asset class, single family
Right.
or townhouse, you know, I kind of loop.
There's
So essentially single family.
Yeah, and look, there's a lot of demand. There's a lot of people that are still looking for these products. I mean, right now we're working with 4 clients that are all looking for the same exact thing.
All relocating from either Edgewater, downtown,
Right.
or Brickell.
So there's people out there on the prowl, and when something great comes on the market, I mean, we're jumping on it.
Yeah.
But so are so many other people. So yeah, you can say that it is a great investment because you'll always be able to sell this, and there's always going to be a demand for that because there's such little, like you said, there's no more land to be built on.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, if you're looking a little bit further east or, like you said, south of these like core areas.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's obviously markets that we're not going to get into now that you could get more for your money, but they're a little further. Palmetto Bay, for example.
Right, exactly.
Which is like further south, but you could buy an awesome house for a 2.2, like one that we just sold.
Right, which look, typically what we're seeing is someone our age, millennial, goes into these homes that are in the northeast area or Grove, Gables, Roads, and then eventually, like let's say they buy a 1,200 or 1,400 square foot home in the Roads for 1.6 million. In a few years after, let's say 2 kids, they're gonna say, all right, we need a little more space.
Yep.
And then the next step is now they're going into a Palmetto Bay area
South Miami.
or a South Miami area, right, where you get a little bit more bang for your buck. But
Yeah.
I mean, even South Miami is
Yeah, it depends what part of South Miami.
pretty competitive. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's like the next step in the process.
I think that really wraps up everything we wanted to touch on. No wrong choice
Yeah.
in terms of going to the northeast area or coming south. If you're in this position, living in the urban core, living in a condo, you're thinking about moving, definitely let us know.
Yeah.
We've done it so many times with our clients. We've done it
You've done it
ourselves
personally.
personally. Done it for my family, my brother, like a lot of times
Yep.
we've ran through this
Yeah.
exercise. We know what price point you could get in each area. We know the better streets. We have the properties that, you know, are personal listings, off-market listings. So definitely reach out.
And we're doing this now, so we're doing a lot of the legwork already. So you can come in knowing, hey, they already know what's what and what's out there, and we're saving you a little bit of time because you don't have to do all that legwork because
Yes.
we're
And there's a lot of
doing it every day.
And there's a lot of pitfalls you want to avoid. So
Yeah, definitely.
And we know the pitfalls.
Yeah.
So that's it for us. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos like this. Like, subscribe, and if you have any questions, reach out anytime, and we'll see you in the next one.